Okay. We're good?
Okay, looking about the room, I've noticed the presence of quorum. So I'd like to call this meeting of the River Creek Town Council to order. Second item on the agenda is the invocation. I'd like to ask the Reverend Jonas to lead us in invocation.
Will do. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, in Jesus' name, God, again, we thank you for the day, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for what you're doing, keeping us and being with us, Lord. And God, we do ask for your help in this endeavor tonight, Lord. Help us, God, to make the right decisions, Lord, that would be pleasing unto you and very helpful, God, to our town. We thank you for our town, and Lord, we want to take care of it. And God will not fail to give you the praise and the honor in it, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.
I'd like to ask all those in presence to stand as they're able for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. Takes us to the next item. Is the approval of minutes. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting as presented or to make changes as needed.
I'll make a motion to accept them as presented.
Second. Okay, we have motion seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor of accepting the minutes as presented, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Okay. The minutes stand approved. Okay, next item is citizens' time, and boy, we've got a crowd tonight. So with that said, we'll go to the next item, correspondence. Do we have any correspondence from the town office? Nothing heard from the town office. Do we have correspondence from the town council?
Got one thing. I did, and I'm sorry, Jason, I'm going to tell you this before, but I did have a citizen ask about some potholes, various potholes in town. And I said, we've been talking about it. I know it's on the radar.
I'm trying to get Ram in here as quick as I can.
But yeah, I didn't know, I mean, like specific potholes or patching or whatever, but I told him we're working on it. So.
The guys did some work last week on some of
Some cold patch.
our guys.
Some
But
cold
have-
patch.
Have you talked with VDOT about some of the conditions?
Yes, I've talked to him. I've had a lot of complaints. I've had more complaints about Milk Plant Road than I have any road in town. I did get some complaints about Mountain View, and I've gotten complaints about Baumgartner. I've passed all those along to the chief guy at Witt County.
You're getting one now about Maple.
Okay? I'll add Maple Avenue to
And
that.
I think we got one little pothole right there before Ernie Musters. Right there.
Yeah, and there's a bad one down, I think I reported on it last week, at the rescue squad. There's a real bad one.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then there's a bad one on, what's the subdivision there, Hilltop?
Indian Circle.
Indian Circle has a bad one.
Sherwood too.
Yeah, Sherwood has some right in front of Christie's house.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's some over here at Mr. Crockett's going down this street here. There's some bad ones too. So we know where they are. We just got to get them in here to do it. I was hoping to have it done by now. I had been in touch with him, and he said when the weather warmed up, he was going to come in and get us, but I haven't been able to get with him yet. So I'll make a point to get that done as quick as possible.
No problem, thank you.
Okay, any other correspondence? Okay. The next item is our police report. And Jason, I believe it merits your time a minute to explain exactly what's going on with our police chief.
Derek had an accident. He was doing some logging type work, and he went to roll a log, and his foot got stuck on the log, and it rolled him into a position, and he's hurt his hamstring very, very badly. He's supposed to get an MRI tomorrow, but it was supposed to be on his back. He's hoping that they'll go ahead and look at his leg tomorrow, either with his back or in place of his back. His whole leg is black and blue. He can't sit down, he can't stand up, he can't hardly walk. He may have surgery in his future and maybe a lengthy process for him. It was so bad they had to give him some morphine, and he wanted me to tell you all that he did work nights last week, and had, I think he said he had one call that week at nighttime. So, but he's going to be on the mend for a little while. So, if you talk to anybody and they have any issues, at least as far as police department goes, they probably need to contact dispatch at the county, because our chief's gonna be put up for a little while, seems like. He thinks he's still closer to 30 and he's closer to 50, so.
Has he or you advised the sheriff's office, the sheriff of that?
I'm sure he has,
Okay.
but that's a good question. I'll verify that he has.
Okay, is there any other questions? All right. That takes us to the unfinished business. Do we have any ongoing unfinished business?
The only unfinished business that I could think of is in my town manager's report, and that was, you guys, we could talk about it now if you want to, but you guys had talked about me getting the information about Heritage Day, and you should have it there in front of you.
Not Heritage Day.
I'm not, 4th of July, I'm sorry, I got Heritage Day on my mind, I've been thinking about that day. And these are the levels. As of right now, from what I looked at it in the budget, I think we have 4,500 left. So if you did decide that you wanted to go with the big one, we would just go over in contributions by $500. But I don't know what you guys' mindset is as far as how far you want to go with this thing. And I have my opinions, but I'm not gonna give those. I'll let you guys hash that out.
So I'll just say, I mean, I really think it would be nice if we went with the 5,000 and really support this thing.
Form that. If you-
All right, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, you have a motion second. Been moved that we spend $5,000 to participate in the 4th of July celebration. Is my right?
I just have one, well, I guess it's, you know, we liked the fireworks when it came to the lake, and my understanding, I mean, I seen the meeting from the last time, but you know, why did they take it away from Rural Retreat, and since With County has it, why would they wanna, you know, why did they take it away in the first place? Because they said it was killing the fish.
Well, my understanding, and this is a pure rumor, this is nothing that I've heard from anybody with any power, was that the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries shut them down because it was stressing out the fish. I heard that for years.
I did too.
But that was a crutch, and I'll go on record as saying that we were lied to then, and I would gladly like to see the part that they think that I'm lying about. I would like to see it. How would you word that, Monica? I think they lied to us. I'd like to see them show us where the fish were not hiding under rocks.
You're asking for information that you'll never get.
No.
Well, but I've got enough nerve to ask them, by God, if they wanted to, I've asked them.
I mean,
I'd like to see if they try to answer it.
I know that, you know, as part, I guess, of the lake, I know we do need to give some amount, since it's Rural Retreat Lake. But that's been on my mind that, you know, a lot of people, they really took interest in going to the fireworks and everything, and then when With County took it, then it was like, no, we can't have those.
So my my feelings is that, number one, we should celebrate the fact that it's coming back to the community. That somebody somewhere said, hey, you know what? Let's take it back on the other side of the county, because I will be honest, we don't get a lot of these kind of events from the county on this side of the county, on this end of the county. Number two, they're going to drive right through our town. They're going to stop at Food Country, they're going to stop at Moe's or Marcus and Hollow, well, I guess they're open on the weekends, but
That's
whatever.
Road Street Supermarket.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, the Royal Trade Supermarket. But, so we're gonna have a lot of traffic going through our town, but I mean, like I said, I think it's just a thing to celebrate the fact that it's coming back. It means a lot to a lot of people in this county.
Let me just throw this in too. I think that we relinquished it, the fire department relinquished it because it got financially untenable. They could not afford to do it anymore. And you had,
That wasn't the reason.
no, no, that wasn't the reason that was given, but that played a part,
But the county took it over after that, didn't they?
yeah.
Yeah, our fire, yeah, that's the way I remember it too. The
Yeah.
fire department, I mean, fireworks are very expensive.
It was costing them $6,000 a year.
And that was what, 20 years ago or more?
Yeah, put those fireworks on, and they just could not continue to do that.
Okay.
It says right here that professional
Yeah,
pyrotechnic displays are generally $30,000 to $120,000 per hour.
yes, you had to, and they were told that they had, one of the things that they were gonna have to start paying was for somebody professionally to set them off.
Yeah.
And I think somebody from the county said that it was like $4,000 to $5,000 a minute to do the fireworks.
It got very expensive for them. I know that played a role in them quitting.
Well, and I'll throw this in, and I think everybody's heard this. I mean, people come by here all the time and think the Royal Retreat Lake is the town's.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we get those, I mean, not every other week, not every week, but I had a couple approach me not long ago. What are y'all gonna do at the lake for fireworks? And I was like, I'm sorry, that's not us. that's
Whatever
the
y'all, I
county."
mean, you know, I just wanted to say how, you know, I felt, that how Wythe County did, or, you know, how it happened. I mean, but yeah, if we're gonna be a sponsor of it, then
Okay, let's clear it up. I'm one who started the racket. I'm sure you still direct the racket to me personally, if you so desire. I don't care, I'll take care of myself. So as it stands, is there any more discussion? We have a motion on the floor. I'd like to deal with it. Mark, the motion reads what?
Motion was made by Councilmember Byers, seconded by Councilmember Lewis to approve $5,000 for the festival, Liberty at the Lake.
And and this is not gonna go in the motion, but that does include, and they say that they're only taking one of these. Presenting sponsor recognition, our stage, our logo banner on the main stage, on stage recognition, premium booth space, which I don't think that'll be something we need. Logo on t-shirts, special media features, and 4 VIP parking passes for Bob and Alma and Shug and him.
The mayor.
Okay. Does that clarify?
Elderly.
Was it meant to clarify?
Little bit. I just wanted to say that, you know, that's what you're voting, that's what you're getting for your $5,000.
and we have 4,500, right?
Okay. All right, all those in favor of the motion as presented, and need to clarify, now's the time, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Okay. The ayes have it. All right, is any other new business? Okay, under committee reports, anything from finance and appropriations?
Just that I can let everybody know, we're gonna have a, finance committee meeting on Monday at 5 o'clock, and everybody's been made aware of the meeting. That's really it. Oh, and I did send out business license, 2026 business license, renewal forms last week, and we've already got some people coming in for those, so we're starting to collect those.
They're due by the end of April, right?
Yes,
Do we still have our one that is not done?
yes, we do.
What's our lawyer's take on that?
Well, it's kind of changed since we switched attorneys. It's gonna have to go before litigation. And I actually tried to call the individual myself. This individual's cell phone, the voicemail was full. I would like to get in front of her and let her know that we're not messing around with this thing. If she doesn't do what everybody else has been having to do, then there will be litigation and there will be court costs and fees that are going to go on top of what she could just, the individual could just pay, or she could either just, the individual could either just pay it, or it's going to get more costly than what it is already.
And we're still running this business?
I don't know.
I don't know that.
Well, they need to make the business defunct.
I asked the landlord, I asked her landlord if she was still in business, and she said yes. That she had an office there and that she was still doing business.
Should be, if she's still in business, she should be busy right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay,
So real quick, I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. So is our lawyer aware, or are we working on it?
This individual.
Or you just waiting? and doing
This
it?
individual has received multiple notices. Even Derek didn't get in front of her. But she has gotten something from Sobey and from us that she signed a certified letter for, and we got the receipt. So we got the receipt where she signed for the certified letter. So she's got
How many years is she behind?
2.
Two. And now this coming up here.
Is it
It's
a
all right,
large
then.
amount, may I ask that?
hell, get to suing, let's go, we'll move on. We don't need to be spending any more time on this, this is what we're here for.
I mean, that's my point, is that that's why we have a lawyer, let's go.
Let's go,
That's what
bro.
I think we're waiting on.
Let's go.
I'm tired.
Okay. Does that finish up?
Yes.
All right, that's, then personnel ordinances and legal matters?
Nothing on that other than our new employees doing a really, really good job. Really proud to have them.
Okay. All right, the next item is the Heritage Days Festival. I feel that we need to make, there's a lot of questions got to be asked. So I'd like for somebody to begin the process, ask questions, what's going on here.
Yeah, what's going on?
Very well and good. Dale's not here, didn't make any difference. It's, Monica, have you sent him any money?
No.
You have not signed a contract.
I don't sign the contract. Dale usually signs that contract,
You-
but we have not sent a deposit.
Has the contract been signed by them, or who does it have to be signed by?
I think he said it had been, didn't he?
That's what I thought.
At one meeting, last meeting or
I'm pretty
meeting before?
But they haven't gotten, but you haven't sent him any money.
No, sir.
Can we get somebody to tell us what's going on? I'm not being obtuse, but we're kind of dancing around. Can somebody tell me
We received their
Just
stage.
kind of give me a little summary here.
You want me to do it, or you want to do it?
Either way.
When they sent, evidently the contract is signed because they sent us what they required for staging.
We always get a rider with the
Yeah.
contract.
I have an email from Dale said on January 16th that says, I have approved the contract. So apparently that means he signed the contract. Go ahead, sorry.
Anyway, their requirements won't fit on our stage. And they want us to rent a temporary stage to bring in for their show. Well, the price of that temporary stage is what, 30,000 or 35,000?
It's 30,000, but Dale told me that includes the sound too. So normally we pay about $5,000 for them to just do the sound.
Yeah.
So that would be about 25,000 for the stage, I guess, and then the 5,000 we would pay for the sound people anyway.
So if we rent this stage, that's putting this whole show in the $60,000 range. We can't do that. There's no return on our money there.
If the contract's signed, I don't guess you've got a choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we need to find out if there's a exit clause in
Yeah.
this.
That's why we really need Dale here.
Yeah. In Dale's stage, Jason can ask these questions. Can you get their information?
He's got all the content. I've never spoke to him.
I mean, but this ain't a secret. In other words, this is not done under the table where nobody can find out about it. We can find out.
So he has all the papers and everything.
And we can get them. They belong to the town of Rural Tree.
Well, I have a copy of the rider. I'll send it, I can print it. I have a copy of the rider.
But it's not this.
That's just their requirements, right?
Yes.
It's
You
not
don't
the-
have a copy of the contract.
Did we not know this or did they have to find out the stage wasn't, when did they find out the stage wasn't big enough or whatever?
When the information was given to the sound guy.
Yeah.
A band always submits a stage plot.
Right, and that's in here. I've got that.
They submit where each person stands and what they're gonna put in there. And so when they send it in, they probably found out the stage ain't big enough.
How come that all these other people that we've had at Heritage Day?
We don't have to deal with that.
It varies from band to band. It just depends on what kind of equipment you're using, how many members you have, all that.
That brings, this is not secret. My God, we can't just say, well, he said, to hell with that, we got to know. We need to know something. And I don't mean last week.
I just don't think we
I'll
can do
be
60,000.
glad to call,
I
make
don't
the
think
call.
we can
and
do $30,000 to pay this
The
band.
way it looks, it's $60,000 right now.
No.
But I don't think that we can pay a band for 90 minutes of
Well,
music.
they disrupt the whole rest of the damn day. I know how they do. I've had to cuss them and run them off to get it done. I know exactly what it means. It means that there will be one person show up for this program, them, and that we will tag along and kiss their behinds the whole way. I resent it. And, I mean, if he wants to defend it, he can defend it. But he's gonna have to be here to defend it. We're not paying, whatever you do, do not send one red cent anywhere.
What is our attendance policy?
And then there's another question. We need to deal with this one thing, and then I think we're gonna dip right over into the other thing. Jim, I appreciate you doing that, but this ain't gonna do. It's spiraled out of control. And we just can't keep doing this. somebody's gonna call us to bear on this. And I'm not so proud of my job that I couldn't blame them for bitching about it.
The whole thing has grown, but it's grown out of proportion, I think.
To what we
Money started it out as.
as,
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, it was like $1,500 when we started.
Yeah.
So what is the normal price we've been paying these people for the, let's say for the last 3 years? How much have we been doing? Did we do 30,000 last year?
Probably.
that's not one band.
That's not
several.
for just the one band. We've been over and under budget in the last 7 or 8 years. We have a reserve bunch of money that came from Heritage Day, but the bulk of that reserve that we have still left over was from the COVID year because we didn't have a show.
I mean, I agree to have a band, but ended up doing $60,000. No.
Even $30,000. I do not think I think the whole thing started to where we were gonna have local musicians, part of our heritage.
We did, and then, you know, when I came off council in the town, it all shifted. And, you know, I feel like we don't really have anything for local, to celebrate local. But I mean, that's just my idea, that people do what they wanna do. If the more people wanted that, that's what they need to do.
This is every band, every blow up, every cost, trash cans, the porta johns, everything.
Oh,
This is for you. What year is that?
So it's not broke, this is 2018.
No.
So it's not breaking down.
It's
It's not broke down for entertainment.
obviously we didn't pay that much for a band.
No.
That's the whole budget.
Yeah, the whole budget was 29, the highest it's been $29,000.
Well, that's 1 year and
About
then,
5 bands, 4 or 5 bands.
So last year we paid Chris Cagle $25,000. That's what we paid him last year, just for that one, the main act.
And we were lucky to get 60 minutes out of them.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I've thought quite a few times that they need a stage manager. You need somebody running the times and making sure everything runs on time, and if you you've gotta have somebody, a lot of bands will get on and
They just take over.
they just take over. You need a stage manager to say, you start at this time, you end at this time.
I think we have too much other things that is in the process to be given $60,000 to.
Problem is, like I said, if that contract's signed, it's too late unless we have some kind of.
They ain't got their money yet.
well,
If you read those contracts, they say that upon receipt of,
So we have not cut a check, to make that clear.
What?
We have not cut a check.
No. No.
bleed a turnip. I'm serious. Be a good time. I think we need to.
We need to see that contract.
Okay, we're not gonna get any answers tonight. Okay, now, Jim, we don't have any motion because we can't do one blessed thing except holler and whine. We got to have information. All right, we're gonna have work, our job is to get information. If I need to help get information, you just let me know. I'll help try to get the information we need.
okay.
All right, now, and Jim, that leaves it open for you.
Real quick, before we go on to that, can I just make the suggestion that we have a couple council members and Jason and Monica, Jim, Neil, whoever, but in my opinion, this is kind of like, we're going to figure out if we can go forward, what we're going to do, backup plan, whatever. But again, that's my suggestion, Mayor, that's your, I'm sorry.
No, it wasn't your fault. I about took a nosedive.
Are you making a motion, Sean?
I can't appoint a committee, but I would like to see, I'm not gonna call it a crisis, but I feel like there's probably a couple more people that need to have a seat at the table to figure this thing out.
Well, I mean,
Maybe I'm wrong.
in my
Somebody
opinion,
thinks I'm wrong.
in my opinion, I think if you're gonna have a committee to try to remedy this situation, why not just make your finance committee that committee? Because that's it. See, this whole thing it's being planned now, but July 31st is next fiscal year. And maybe that's not the way you want to go about it. But to figure it out, I think the finance committee would be just as good as anybody to be the ones to figure.
Do I need to say this, I'd like the finance committee to do research on this business, let's just do that. And you know who you are on the finance committee, be prepared to ask hard questions. And this needs to be resolved in the next few weeks, not next 6-8 months.
Right.
We got a legal contract involved here. I think that
And your town attorney's gonna have to be
it needs
involved.
to be involved.
So just gather a meeting into one, it needs to be whatever you,
Okay.
and that'll answer all the questions that need answered.
We have a finance committee meeting Monday. So
I will ask that all pertinent
Dale's
information.
on that committee. Dale was the chairman of that committee.
Whoever need to be, tell me like it's been done. Monday. Okay? All right. Jim, gonna go on with it, or you wanna wait till after that meeting?
Let's wait till after that meeting.
That's fine with me. Okay, does anybody else have anything to add to this before we move to the next item is the mural planning, if you want to go on.
We were going to have a meeting before this meeting, but I had other things I needed to do. I had to go pick somebody up. So we'll have one pretty soon, and it's you and Jim and then Chris Rakes and a couple people. So I'll get with you.
Is that why the tailgate was down? Did you make him ride in the back?
That's where his wheelchair was. I was going to do him like when they rode across Griswold's Road and had her on top with the tarp over her.
Okay. Let's
Do we
do-
have, I'm sorry, Mayor. Do we have any amount of money before we have, that we discussed at the Bureau of Planning? When we have the amount of money or?
I mean, we can take a separate amount,
Uh-huh.
whatever you guys think is appropriate, but we still have quite a bit built into the funding that the town already, the $1 million that we had already put
It's hard to
into.
say a price when we don't know what
What he's on,
it is.
yeah.
I mean, it's just gonna, what kind of paint you use, what style, how big, what kind of equipment's gonna be needed.
Okay.
But the way he talked, it wasn't really all that, the one guy we talked to, it wasn't really all that expensive. It wasn't as expensive as what I thought it would be. But of course, he's a local guy. He lives on Blackwood.
Okay. So it appears we've got a plan for most everything. So it takes it on down to the town manager report.
Okay, just to catch up on that. The contractor for the downtown site is completing the work inside the building still. He's going to put the porch on the north side. We've also talked about making plans with the fencing company to get the fences and gates around the splash pad, playground and pavilion. Separate contractors will build a smaller pavilion between the playground and the splash pad. They're also going to start getting electricity, I spelled that wrong, to the farmer's market before any sidewalks are laid. So we want to get electricity over to those buildings. And I will tell you, I got a call from a fencing company, and they wanted us to use higher than 4-foot fences because they say people tend to lean on them, and it kind of is a disaster. But they just tapped theirs onto the concrete. They just kind of screwed theirs onto the concrete. So after talking to the general contractor, you know, that was going to set us back to where we could not have our grand opening for like another month or so. So he said we could get the 4-foot fence, and as long as we anchored it and sleeved it when we put in the concrete, that it shouldn't be an issue like they've had in other places. So that's what he recommended. Do you have a question?
Yeah. Did we decide what the porch was gonna be made out of? Is
The
it
floor or the roof?
the flooring for the porch? Is it going to be,
I don't know,
wood?
did we
It's
talk
just
about?
concrete.
I thought they were gonna pour a slab.
Just a slab of concrete so you
Okay.
could get a wheelchair into the,
okay, all right.
it has to be handicap accessible into the inside bathrooms.
So it's not gonna be like decking?
No.
Okay,
And then they're just grade up to it. And
okay.
also, I reached out to 2 contractors. I kind of spoke about this a little bit at the last meeting about pickleball courts, and hopefully they will. I've talked to them. They want to come meet with me. Hopefully they'll come in soon to go over to the lot and look and see how much room we have and what all's involved. So I will be reporting on that. A few things on the water plant. The water tanks over the last couple of weeks have gotten back to normal levels and are staying in the 90 feet range, which is where we like to have them and where they were for so long. Everything is working as it should at the water plant. The coil that we've been waiting on is going to be shipped in the next week, according to the manufacturer. As soon as we get that, we'll be doing a CIP cleaning, and our tanks are high enough to where we should be able to do that with no problem. And that would, and also install the new pumps. That should help Philippi plant tremendously and help us be more efficient with what we're doing down there as far as producing water to town. Kind of shifting gears, the town, Davenport Associates, and RDA Engineering have met a couple times to go over the funding for the water plant at Staley Spring, to go over the options for the project. Basically, and I'll get into this with the budget committee, but they gave us 4 scenarios to go by. One was a 20-year, this is just a direct loan through a bank. One was a 20-year loan at 4.75%. Scenario 2 was a 25-year loan at 4.83% through the VRA summer pool. Scenario 3 was a 30-year 2026 VRA summer pool loan at 4.93. And then the last one was a 20-year fixed through another governmental agency at 2.85. Now the 2.85 sounds great,
Yeah, they can't
but
pay attention.
the problem with the 2.85, in my opinion, is they're going to make you go through all the governmental stuff. They're going to make you pay a certain wage. You have to use American-made steel, AIS steel, and you have to use all kinds of American-made stuff that realistically barely exists. And when you get it, it is extremely costly. So we're going to have to weigh.
Well, I'll just say, I learned my lesson with the DHCD in the downtown.
That's what you're going to run into.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I've learned my lesson, and I can't speak for everybody, but I think a lot of people have.
Well, Monica and I kind of have a favorite as to the one we think is the better, and we can share that. And a lot of these loans, if you remember, one of the things about it is, for instance, if we go with scenario 1, okay, because of the way some of the debt we have is going, we'll go from a 6% increase in water bills to 9.17, and then back to 4.5. Now,
That's to keep our reserves to the amount of days that we're trying to keep our reserves to. Remember when Davenport gave us that, presentation, he talked about how many days in reserve money that you have to keep on hand. In order to do that, with the amount of debt we're gonna have, you'd have to raise your rates 9% for two years. Now, just keep listening.
some of the other ones, like scenario 4, you would just have to raise 6% in 2026, and then 4.5 for every year thereafter. And
But we
then
said we could stay at 4.5.
it depends. The thing they're looking at is we have debt that goes off the books in 2027. So, correct? It's 2027, right? So, no, it's 2028.
Yeah, 28.
2028.
Yeah.
So in order for us to keep our reserves and everything where they are until that debt goes away, for 2 years, we would have to raise it 9.17%. And that's not the one that we're going to recommend. But we will be making a recommendation at the next council meeting. At the next budget meeting about how we want to go about this. There's options that are not like what I just
I
said.
would hope so, because the people can't take a 10% water rate increase.
Trust me, there's options out there that are a lot better than the one I gave you.
I hope so.
Well, to be clear, it's not a 2% raise, it's a 3% raise, right?
Yeah.
Or we do 5 anyway.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, so
Yeah.
it's not a 10% raise,
Yeah,
it's a 10% rate.
yeah.
Just want to clarify that.
Well, it would be an increase in the current rate, a 9% increase in, yes, that's what he's saying. We do 5 anyway, so in order to keep your reserves where they need to be, you'd have to raise your water rates 9% for those 2 years.
All right.
So yes,
Over the 4.5 that's already there.
no, it would just be a
Oh.
9, yeah, yeah.
I'm-
But there's other options,
I should have just kept this
Yeah,
Yeah, why didn't you keep that?
to myself, but I just kind of wanted to, give all of you
A little preview.
But we've also, to get back into it, we also have sent the PER from Stately Spring to the Virginia Department of Health so that we can go ahead and get the permitting started for that. So we can see how much we could pump. They're gonna have to do their initial studies, and we'll go from there. And I have reached out, a council member asked me to reach out to a company called Aquahawk. That's what Withfield is using. It's a company where customers can monitor their water consumption on their own and set alarms if their water consumption reaches a certain level. I did speak with a representative for them. The initial setup is $5,000. And then it's $3.20 per meter per year after that. So we have roughly 105 water customers. 1,005 water customers. So the annual cost would be around $3,200, which is not so bad to have the system. But there would also be a fee from Southern Software for the data file sharing. But I don't know what that cost is at this time.
Can somebody explain to me what that is?
Okay, what it is they would go through our census radio reads. Basically, we can go through and radio read the meters, and we do it the first of every month or the end of the month. Patrick goes through in a truck, he's got 2 antennas, and it reads the meters, and we bring it back and put it on the computer. What this would do is they could log in through our system, put their own account number in, and it monitors their consumption in their meter, which is communicating. It's called an MXU. It communicates with the truck as it goes by. So they'll be able to look, and if they say, 4,000 gallons, I want to know if I'm going over 4,000 gallons. Well, if it goes a week and it hits 4,000 gallons, it's going to give them an alert. So they'll know either I got a leak or I need to back off on my washing clothes
I'm
or something.
sorry. I understand a little bit how the system works. Where does Southern Software come into this? I don't understand that.
They have our accounts. They're the ones that do our billing. Basically, we would have to send everybody's account number and their information to them, or else they could never pull it up.
We'd have to integrate our software, Southern Software system, with this company so that the customer information would follow through.
In order to get it on their, they have a certain
Right, on
software.
their-
In order to get it to them, Southern Software would have to send them a batch of all of our water customers with their account number, or else they couldn't get on there and type in, they have to have that information for them, for the individual to type in their number and it pull up their meter.
Is that a one-time fee from Southern Software? Is it every time they touch it?
Southern Software generally, for some reason, every time you ask them to do anything, it's a $1,250. I mean, you know, we kind of joke about it. Like, well, we're going to upgrade this system and it's going to be $1,250. Well, lo and behold, it's $1,250.
But I mean, it's just a one-time
Because
fee.
it would just be a one-time fee,
It's just a
and so
one-time.
would the 5,000.
So,
So
yeah, so. yeah,
at the end,
divide it with
at the end of the initial setup, we're looking at $3,200 per year.
And like the first year would be $10,000.
And I do see good things and I see bad things about it. I see us catching leaks a lot faster. Because and everybody's not gonna opt into this. But if you do opt into it, and I'm not saying we do it by any means, I was asked just to look into it. But if somebody does and they get to the 4,000 in 2 days, they know they have a leak, that may save us some water production. Because we're gonna have 28 more days that they don't know they got a leak.
So people are gonna have the option to be in or out. We're not gonna force them to be in this program.
No. But I will tell you, there's some municipalities, and I got this information today and it kind of shocked me, that after they initiated this system, they went ahead and made an ordinance after people had gotten used to it, that it was mandatory to look at your own meter and you're responsible for your own meter. And if you got a leak, there was no adjustments, which I don't agree with at all. But I'll do whatever you guys tell me to do.
Is there, now that we can't let down this rabbit hole, and it's probably too long for this meeting. But is there not a way that we could do this on an industrial municipal level instead of looping the homeowner into it or whatever? Is there a way we can get it on our side and just keep all that data ourselves and see the usage and all that? You know what I mean?
We do that at the time, but only at the time of the reading.
Right. I mean,
So Brenda-
But I'm just wondering now, I mean, if you can do it on one side of the homeowner, why can't we do it in an industrial sense? And that way, we would know where leaks are a lot quicker, we'd be able to find them a lot quicker. Instead of putting them on the consumer side. Probably too much to think about. But,
Well, I was asked to look into this.
right, I know.
I'm just presenting you
I know.
the information. Now, is it a perfect thing? No. Is it a completely terrible thing? No. But I don't know how many people would opt in to do it. Just presenting. And then the last thing was the 4th of July thing that I had. Guys got any questions?
Meter calibration.
Has not happened yet. And I was hoping Mike would be here tonight to talk about that.
And I assume we haven't heard anything about the fire department, the painting.
Yeah, we're scheduled for April.
We have several new employees. Who are driving vehicles home now?
Mike Jones, Doug Gear, Buckingham, Stephen Grip.
Okay.
Those water and sewer employees have always driven the vehicle since I've been
I
here.
know, I just want to know.
And the other one is Mike Jones, and he gets called out so much.
Oh, yeah.
Pray for our police chief.
Okay. Anybody else? Let's do it. questions for the town manager?
You said, I'm sorry, you said that the pumps, you do have those,
I called the guy today. He said that they have them in stock now.
okay.
They're in Hasbro or somewhere, right?
Yeah, I think S&S, yeah, it's in Tasman. It's down in that area.
Okay. Let's go to the treasurer's report.
Okay, here's the checks we wrote. A and B printing is $253.30. AZ Office Resource, $225.13. Alpha and Omega Repair Service, $547.16. Atmos Energy, $1,026.24. Blue Ridge Analytical, I've got off on the line, sorry. Blue Ridge Analytical, $2,994. BMS Direct, $452.44. Custom Air, $135. Daisy and Nay, $14,735.26. Electronic Systems, $39.90. Fort Chisel Septic Service, $29,947. Harmony Integration Services, $1,200. Hurt and Profit, $1,115. Casey Automotive, $226. Casey Property Management, $160. Lincoln Financial Group, $294.45. Meredith's Garage, $111.18. Parkway Gas, $2,221.05. Penn Stewart, $135. Principal Financial Group, $254.52. Roops Investment Properties LLC, $230.16. Roy Treat Depot Foundation, $3,000. Roy Treat Supermarket, $18.08. Terry and Shireen Miles, $2.06. The Lane Group, $5,025. The Paperclip, $26.50. USA Blue Book, $1,383.10. With County Jam, $2,000. That's a total of $67,757.53.
What did you say, was it R and R, what was it for them?
I don't have one for R&R. Who you?
I was thinking 29.
Fort Chisel Septic Service,
Yeah.
$29,947.
They're the ones that did all the clarifier work down there at the,
Oh, okay.
at the sewer plant.
Okay,
And he's the one that pumps out the solids,
Uh-huh.
comes down, dewaters it, and then takes it to Tennessee too. So
oh, okay.
he takes our sludge. Unless you want to start doing it, Bob.
No, I like the way you put that. Fix our solids.
I've got a question. The guys that are coming up through like Chickapin, is that
Me and Derek have both called and threatened those people.
who is it?
Some guy out of New York, I called and threatened him with OSHA because they were riding down the road in a van with a bucket up with a guy sitting in it going down the road. They have no signage, they have no flaggers, they have nothing.
Pulled in my driveway today.
I saw them at your house.
But aren't they laying some?
They're doing the fiber for Brightspeed.
Right.
Okay, all right.
I don't have light speed,
It's another issue.
You might now.
but they were in my driveway. You don't need that.
Thank you.
Looks to me like they're going across a lot of places where,
Yeah, I got sharp.
Don't need to be.
yeah,
I agree. They were parked right there at your church, right there pulling into Sherwood. Guy was up in a bucket and cars just going right under him.
And they can't speak?
No,
they're all, Pedro, you know.
Derek-
Because I couldn't understand. the
Derek was
voice.
having to speak into his phone in that app and
Translate.
Oh,
Juanita Carmela Garcia, you know, was really Juanita Jones.
Manuel labor.
We could call Brightspeed, that probably won't do us any good either, it never does.
Yeah.
But, we could call Brightspeed and be like, hey, what these guys doing?
Yeah, well, there's one contact with Brightspeed that I'm really good with and I trust him. Todd Caldwell. Remember Todd Caldwell?
Caldwell? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Todd.
So they can
Maybe.
do that,
I mean, it's their contractor.
what kind of?
Is Ty the one that married the Musser girl?
Yeah, I think so.
Married,
Yeah.
Cleve's daughter?
Yeah,
Did that on Hogback?
yeah. I think they do.
Okay.
Make a motion.
Jim Lloyd's asked.
I move.
All right.
You beat me to it.